I'm Bill Rogers with Safariland. I'm here to talk about our adjustable UBL, which is mounted onto a holster. It allows us to take and move the holster down in a locked position or move the holster in an up position. It also allows us to take and rotate the holster 360 degrees. You can also take and remove it completely from the UBL. So let's talk about the component parts. This is the UBL attached to our adapter plate. Okay, and the adapter plate attaches to a holster using a 3-hole pattern. It also has what we call a horizontal locking tab, and it also has what we consider a vertical bar here, a stop bar. And the stop bar prevents this thing from coming off accidentally. Because of that, it takes considerable force to remove it. So I'm going to go through the process of actually taking this apart. And so what you want to do is first you have to take and bring out this, what we call our horizontal locking tab. It's got to be all the way out. That allows us to take and move the adapter plate in the up position. In the up position, you'll notice that we now have our stop bar has 2 different stops. The first stop stops it in a position so you can raise it and lower it, but it will not come off accidentally. It's locked in place. To remove it or to bring it up into the next position, you have to take this the stop bar and push it with considerable force away from the belt loop toward the holster if it was attached. And the way I like to do it is if I actually take and put my thumb on this square attaching unit right here. If I put my thumb on that, as I do this, I can take and push it up to the next position, which allows it to rotate. All right, so in the rotation position, we can actually access the 3 attaching screws if you wanted to change the cant position. So you don't actually have to take this off unless you're actually reinstalling this on a holster. But that allows us to bring it up to that position, rotation position. Now, for belt use and for use on our tactical leg plate, we want this part to be straight up and down, so we want this part to be also straight up and down. The adjustments that we need are 20 degrees. We can use the belt slots to get that fine adjustment. So I'm going to take and push it back into the same position, straight up and down, and then I can push it back down. It's locked in position and it'll float up to that first stop. Now if I need to take the unit off, I need to take and slide it up against the first stop. This is the first stop right here. There's a window. This square attaching unit right here has to pass through the window for me to take this off. Now again, if I take and put considerable force on the top of this, I use my thumb to come underneath here, I can push this up to this position. That's the rotating position. But now if I take and place my thumb here and I press away, I can actually take and lift the unit away from the window, so it's out of the window completely. Now once I have this unit right here, this unit has the 360 degrees, it's spring operated. For me to put it back on again, I have to re-index this thing and compress it before I can get it back in place. And I have to do it in the right position, otherwise it'd be canted too far forward or too far back. Again, this 360 degrees gives us the ability to put it on a different type of unit, such as a pally system on our vest. All right, so now to put it back in place, all I have to do is make sure that I'm going to pass this through the window, and I'm going to have the horizontal locking tab in a horizontal position. I'm going to have this vertical bar in the vertical position. I'm going to simply pass it through the window. I'm going to take and compress the unit and bring it down in that position so that it locks now in position. So I can still move it up and down, and it's firmly stopped here so that it can't go past that position. When I push it down to the furthest lowest position, if I take this same horizontal locking tab, I can lock it so it's permanently locked. I have to remove it all the way out. I can move it in the next position, which is the middle position, it's locked, or I can bring it to the top position and lock it in that position so that it's locked. So these offer the full range of adjustability up and down and also rotational, as well as being able to attach it to your holster and adjust it in the proper position. It's much easier when it's attached to your belt to actually operate it because you have something rigid that's holding the back piece in place. But again, To take and operate it, I simply take and pull the horizontal locking tab all the way out. That allows me to lift the holster in an up position. I can lock it in that position. I can unlock it and move it down to another position. If I need to take it off, again, I need to take and press with considerable force the stop bar all the way toward the holster, all the way into the holster, and then lift it up. And once I lift it up, it'll come to the first stop, which we call the rotational position. And in that position, I can access the 3 screws with an Allen wrench if I need to change the cant slightly. Or if I choose to, if I hold the bar in all the way against the holster with, again, fairly considerable force and pull up, it will come actually out of the window. And by coming out of the window, I now have it completely detached. To put it back on, again, I have the vertical alignment, I have the horizontal alignment, I pass it through the window, I line it in the proper position, I make sure that this horizontal bar is totally all the way out. Once it's totally all the way out, then I can line it up, bring it back down in position, and it's locked in position. Thank you.